The splines on this old stump jumper are just worn almost out. I'm hoping I didn't wear down the shaft splines so much that I have problem with it. Now, I've had a lot of problem out of my brush hog in the last few years. I had the gearbox rebuilt probably 10 or 12 years ago, and since then it's been vibrating, been wobbly, and it's just time that I get a new stump jumper. So I bought a new one. Let me show you why. Whether you can see there or not. Right there it looks pretty good, but you look down in there and all these are ground down just about smooth. It's almost smooth in there. All I had was this very lip right here holding it, and it really wasn't holding it. It wasn't seated down far enough to hold it. So we got a new stump jumper. They ain't cheap. That's $700 you're looking at right there. If it don't fit right, that's a $700 boat anchor probably. So what I've done, obviously I turned it over, turned it upside down. For me, that's just easier. I don't like crawling under stuff. I don't think it's safe to crawl under stuff. So I'm doing it like this. I'm going to put some. I've already put grease on these bolts that hold the. That's got a certain name, I'm sure. That holds the blade on there, and this part right here. That part right there that's all greased up is where the blade spins around on. So that's why I greased it up real good. I'm also going to grease the shaft right there real good. So when I put it on, this will be sitting in grease. Those splines look so pretty because the other ones is so dang smooth. So I'm hoping this is going to really be quiet, be not shaky at all, just smooth, you know. I went ahead and took the opportunity to grind my blades down while I've got it off. I've just found this is the best way to take your stump jumper off. If you're just gonna sharpen blades, maybe not. You can do that from underneath. But if you're gonna do some serious work on it, have to remove it or something like that, I'll either sit it up on the side like this and prop it up, or I'll just lay it down like I've got it right now. And just has worked real well for me. Those are the lock washers and the nuts that go on the bolts right there. Those are the washers and the pin that goes underneath the castle nut. There it is. That's the castle nut right there because it looks like a castle. Kinda reminds you of a castle. That's how you know it's a castle nut. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these blades on and then slide it over that shaft after I grease it up good. Now, yes, it's heavy enough as it is. Probably weighs 40 pounds, maybe 50. You put these blades on there, we're getting on up 50, 60 pounds, maybe more. So much heavier to slide it down on there to work with when you've got the blades on there, as opposed to taking the blades off when the mower is in the upright position. But for me, it's just easier. I just hate crawling under stuff, and this is what we're gonna do. So let me set up the camera, and again, I'm gonna start off greasing that up. Then I'm gonna put these blades on here, and then we'll slide her down on there, see what happens. And it's such a windy day, I hope you can even hear. This microphone does a good job in the wind, but you know, it's really windy right now. So the blades go on. I even polished the blades, the part of the blade that's going to be meeting the stump jumper there. Just want to make it nice and smooth, and we'll just put her on. And so you can see why. Like I say, the splines on this old stump jumper are just worn almost out. I'm hoping I didn't wear down the shaft splines so much that I have a problem with the new one, but it looks like I won't, because I've already done a dry fit on it, and it fits very, very snug. Forgot to mention these pins have a little key on it. They fit in a slot on these things. A little tight to go in, very, very tight. So gonna have to hammer them in, and then as I tighten them down, they'll be fine. Just they got that little key in it. That's what keeps this from rotating, is it fits in a slot on that new stump jumper. it's ready to go on. And it's heavy. Sure would be nice to have help on this part of it, because it is heavy. Those blades weigh so much, they're gonna be, if they flop around, it's gonna change the top heaviness of this, bottom heaviness of this, or something. So I need to figure out how I'm gonna pick it up and step up. I think I need to go ahead and step up in here first. Maybe swing that around. Oh, that hurts. Man, yeah. That shaft sticking up right there has a hole in it, and as you tighten the castle nut down, you have to come through the top of that castle nut like that with this pin that goes through that hole. So depending on where this sits, you may have to tighten it or loosen it, whatever, but so you can get it through. That's why there's so many cuts on it, is because it gives you, if you just go 1/8 of a turn, you have an opportunity to put that pin through. Another 1/8 of a turn, pin through. So anyway, pin through, goes through that. So got it in there. That was the job. I was trying to put washers underneath this castle nut, spacers, washers, and it doesn't need it. It is machined precisely to where whenever you torque it down to a certain spec, the holes will be all the way through, not up too high, not down too low. When I was putting those washers on there, I was raising this nut up, and I couldn't even see the hole because it was buried. It was way down in there, it's like in the middle of this castle nut, because I had too many spacers on it. So anyway, took them all off. This nut, that's the way it's made. That's the way it's supposed to do, and I just evidently forgot it or something. But got it in, got the pin in, torqued down, and my rotary was not quite heavy enough, pounds per square inch or foot-pounds or whatever it's called, to tighten that down to spec, or tighten it down where I could find the hole there, where I could get in that hole. So I had a cheater bar and a sledge, a little hand sledge, about a 5-pounder probably, maybe 10, probably was 10. And I just, I hit it and then looked and hit it and looked and hit it and looked until they lined up. We're ready to go. So I'll turn this upright, hook it up, and we'll see how it works. I like the way it feels right now. Absolutely no motion, no shaking in it. These spin freely, and I was having a lot of trouble with those locking up, just not spinning well. It's one reason I kind of ground down, or didn't grind, but just polished off the side that meets the stump jumper, the bottom side of this that meets the stump jumper. I polished it good, polished both sides, but mainly the other side to get it smooth, and got it greased up good. Hopefully won't get too rusty too quick, and will spin freely, because that's the way this works. When you hit a stump, when you hit a stump, it's supposed to jump over the top of it. That's what that's called. That's why it's called a stump jumper. It's actually called a blade carrier, but we in the farm world call it a stump jumper, and because that's what it does. It helps your mower jump over things that would hurt the blades, that would maybe bend the shaft or tear up your gearbox, things like that. So that's what that's for. And these are supposed to spin. If they hit something immovable, they spin. They're out like that. And if they hit something, they'll swing back. And that way there's not that much shock on this, not much shock on the blades, and certainly not much shock on that gearbox, that expensive gearbox. So I'll turn it right side up, and we'll hook it up and see how smooth this little puppy is. So as I was editing this video, I realized I didn't have an ending to it. So I went out there just a while ago and videoed the brush hog, and turned it on and let it run. And you can see that it's just smooth. It used to just, I mean, would almost shake you off the machine, off the tractor. It would just vibrate so hard, and there's just absolutely no vibration now. Still got a little noise, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast. It's a 20-year-old plus brush hog, so it's got a little noise in it. But as far as shaking, I mean, it's perfect. I mean, you put my hand on it, there's absolutely no shaking to it. You can see in the water there, just a little bit of vibration, and some of that's wind because it is very, very windy out there. Really happy with it. I've already mowed quite a bit. I've mowed twice actually with it, probably 4 or 5 acres, and I'm tickled with it. Did a great job. And so if you're having trouble with a stump jumper, those things are expensive, but new brush hog is going to be, I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7 times as much. So anyway, love it, love it, love it. It's going to do good for me for a long time. So I think that's it. We're gone.